Welcome to GuidosBros, where we ask better questions.
Because having the answers is just not good enough. But wait, the intro part, you mean?
What, are you afraid to do it?
Yeah, well, I don't even know what you do. Like, I never.
You got to start practicing it, man.
I know, but what is
This
it
is
that
going
you
to be the
say?
best intro because we're going to
Fine.
do it just like this. This is our intro. I'm starting with this.
For real? Okay,
Why
well,
not?
well, then we'll start like this. What is it that you say? And then I'll say it because I'm trying to, I don't even remember what you say because I never pay attention.
I just say hello.
Well, fair enough, but then
I mean, you're talking to the people out in the world, man. What would you say to them if they were standing here hanging out in a studio with you?
All right. Well, I'll just go with it then. I'll see. So okay. It's Guidos Brothers, and I'm Jason.
And I'm the other brother, Jeremiah. All right. Okay. We'll see what, I mean, whatever.
Hey,
it is what it is.
let's play.
There you go.
Okay. So our topic of today is going to be super deep and super meaningful, and it's baseball. We're going to talk for just a quick 5 to 10 minutes about the playoffs. Today's the last regular season set of games. Everyone's playing. Almost all the games are meaningless. There's like a couple different scenarios that could happen, but the playoff field is set. And it's baseball. I like baseball. It's a long season. It's 162 games, and it all comes down to this. And so I just talk about what maybe transpired during the course of the season and where we think it might go, make our predictions, and just see where it
gosh
plays up. So
you're
I might be
this.
more I know I'm catching you off guard because I might be a little more in tune to baseball. I mean, I'll predict better because you could just randomly guess and it might be right. But yeah, do you want me to set it up and tell you?
Yeah, dude, set us up because I'm going to be honest. I am super ill prepared for this.
Okay. So advantage me. I have kids that like baseball, and I have one that plays, and I have a little girl that likes she just loves baseball for whatever reason, and I'm cool with that. So here's where we are at right now. The one thing that is a decision point is if the Astros win today and the Rangers lose, then the Astros take the division and they get a bye. If the Astros lose or the Rangers win, then the Rangers take the division and then they get the bye. So that's the only thing that really matters.
Deal.
It is a big deal because that bye is huge. So they're not playing each other, which is interesting. So the Astros are playing the Diamondbacks. The Rangers are playing the Mariners, who just were eliminated yesterday by the Rangers. So that's kind of where we're at. So I'll set up. Here's where we're at. Baltimore. So American League, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Toronto, Minnesota, the only American League Central team to make it because that division sucks.
With 87 wins. I know I'm glancing at
you're looking at
like
87 wins.
That's terrible. All right.
And then you've got the Rangers and Astros in the West. So that closes out the American League. And then the National League, you've got the Braves, Philadelphia, and the Marlins. All three from the East made it, which is amazing. Then you've got the National League Central, also a division that sucks because only one made it. And then you've got the Dodgers and Diamondbacks squeaking in. That's kind of where we're at. But yeah, that's the whole setup.
Dude, I gotta lots of parts of this matter, but I got to tell you the part that matters the most.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What in the world? The New York Mets, you had to know I was going.
I know. Yeah. Go there. That's fine.
They couldn't get into the playoffs, and all they had to do was win 85 games, and they would have been in the playoffs.
Yeah. 85. Dude, barely 500.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Hey, on the flip side, because I'm going to bring this up because I'm a Royals fan and they kind of suck this year. They played a much better second half than they did first half by a lot, and they
They kind of sucked. I was just looking at
I know 106 losses. Yeah,
106 losses,
I know.
and and how many wins does that make? 55 wins. Oh my gosh, dude.
Check this out. In the final 6 games against the Astros, they took 5 of 6 and they swept them in the last one. So that
Ouch.
means that means the reason that they have to play for the division this year, in their final day, and almost missed the playoffs is because the Royals took 5 of 6 of them in the last 3 weeks. So suck it, Astros. Yeah. So
Oh my
yeah,
gosh. Okay, yeah, no, our team suck. I mean,
they
great.
did.
You played spoiler. Nice job.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. You gotta look at the bright side. And they played better in the second half. So never know. Uh okay, so let's take a look at what we think is gonna happen here. So Baltimore is gonna get the bye, and either the Rangers or the Astros are gonna get the bye. So for the American League.
We got Tampa Bay and Toronto
I know.
both in the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tampa Bay did good. I mean, that's
How they started even better than that, but the Orioles came on strong, and they've got a really young team, so they might be too young to know what they're getting into, which is cool. So advantage maybe
yeah, that's
them.
an advantage.
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
So
I mean, okay, so chances are it's Baltimore or Tampa Bay coming out of that side of the
that's what you think.
American
You
League.
think it'll come, but I from the East either way.
Yeah, from the East, but I mean, out of the American League, it's going to be one of those two.
Yeah. Okay. I'm a little biased towards the Rangers, but they're not consistent enough. So I want to say that I think the Rangers have a shot. It,
And
but
Houston's scary just because
I
they've got the
freaking hate Houston.
experience.
Yes, they
But
do.
I don't know, man. Like when you look at you Baltimore and Tampa Bay, obviously I didn't keep up with this as much as I normally would, but it's been a heck of a summer. So
Yeah.
um yeah, I just can't imagine a scenario where in a 7-game series, Baltimore or Tampa Bay aren't going to come out on top.
Yeah.
And that in the American League.
Yep. It'll be tough for sure. The offensive power comes from the Rangers though. So if their bats are hot, um, and their pitchers can subdue them enough, then the Rangers are tough to beat. Their differential was plus 166 and they scored 881 runs this year. Baltimore was almost 75 runs behind, which is almost a half run a game, and that's a big deal. So uh
Except in the playoffs, you don't get those teams that I mean, like all the teams will pitch. I get it.
no, they will. Pitching steps up in the playoffs. I agree.
Every time. So
I
it
agree.
doesn't mean that the hitters won't have a night, but that's going to get you, that might get you 1 or 2 games. The
Yeah.
rest of it, it's you gotta be everything. Like,
Yeah. No,
but
I think the most dangerous team is the Rays. I want to say the Orioles. I like them, and I think it'd be neat to see them go. And the Rangers, I'd like to see them both, but I think the most dangerous team is the Rays. I think they're too consistent
yeah.
on that side. They score
Well,
when they
they
need
have a
to.
bigger differential than Baltimore, which I mean that does lean towards Baltimore might have
They
more
pitch
steady
better.
pitching. Yeah.
So that's
But
so that's
again,
what
in
I'm
the
going with.
playoffs, everybody pitches.
Yeah.
Like
I just I just
the
I
whole
get you.
pitching world is different. So when we're looking at that, I don't know. I mean, the consistency does tend to, but I don't know. They're good. All right. So
Who's your
good.
call? Who's your American League call then?
I mean, it's hard for me to imagine Baltimore getting beat.
Okay.
So yeah, dude. I'd probably lean towards Baltimore.
Okay. I'll go Rays.
And my backup plan would be Houston, to be honest.
Houston's dangerous.
Just because of the experience and they know what they're doing, it just makes them dangerous.
Agreed. Okay.
So
Fair enough. All right, let's
one
move
of
to
those
the
two.
Let's move to
All
the
right.
National League and knock this one out. So Braves are going to get the bye, and I think it's the Dodgers. Yeah, Dodgers.
The bye does not always help.
No, it doesn't. It sometimes breaks up a rhythm. So
Everybody's going to be saying Atlanta or
I
LA.
know.
And the truth is, you look at it, it's probably Atlanta or LA.
I agree. The sneaky team is going to be Milwaukee because
I don't think they're sneaking up on Atlanta or LA though.
Because when it comes to pitching, like you said, they have it. They gave up 647 runs. That's it.
Yeah, but LA only gave up 697.
Yeah.
And Atlanta only 706. I mean,
but they're still healthy. And that's important. But I agree. I think in the National League, it's the top two teams are the Braves and the Dodgers. They're the only two that I think.
Here's my layman's explanation of Milwaukee's got a chance. The game that they're going to play is going to be so much different than anybody else in the National League. And so sometimes when you're used to going up against these power teams, these, like if Atlanta and LA went head to head, that's exciting. Mm-hmm. When LA goes up against Milwaukee or Atlanta goes up against Milwaukee, there's nothing exciting on the Milwaukee side, like exciting.
Can you name a player? Not name Yelich?
Right. Yeah. They're going to bunt. They're going to pitch. They're going to steal bases. They have to play a different game. And sometimes that, the whole Oakland A's, idea, right? It's like they function together more like a machine. And so, but is it going to be enough to go up against an Atlanta or an LA? Honestly, I don't think so. I don't
think so either. I think Atlanta takes this, and if it was Atlanta versus the Dodgers, I'd still take Atlanta. They have a mix of youth and experience, and
dude, I'm going to tell you, this is the series everybody wants to see. LA and Atlanta. Everybody wants to see it. Atlanta wants to see it because Freeman went to LA. Like everybody wants to see this series. So if this series doesn't happen, it's a big miss for the MLB. Everybody wants that series.
Okay.
So,
well, I'm going to go with Atlanta.
I'll tell you what.
I'm going to go with Atlanta versus LA. Tampa Bay. Okay. All right.
I'm going to go LA. Because for this reason, I'll give you a couple of reasons. One, I didn't keep up with baseball enough. I do know LA's, I know Atlanta's group too, actually. I kept up enough to know them, and they're pretty dang good. But I'm going to go LA for this. The first MLB game I ever went to was in LA. I got to watch, I watched the Dodgers in 1988. I watched the Dodgers play against
the Reds.
The Reds. Eric Davis. I was watching Eric Davis, but I was rooting for the Dodgers because I was in LA and I was a kid, and that was like a big deal. So I'm going to go them. It'll probably be LA, Baltimore.
LA, Baltimore. All right. I'll go Tampa and Atlanta.
All right. And we'll have to check back in to see how it played out.
Yep. Cool.
Awesome. All right. Well, hey, everybody out there in podcast land, thanks for joining us. GuidosBros, we're out of here.
All right. Later.
Thank you for listening. Please like, subscribe, and follow.
You can go to GuidosBros.com. That's GuidosBros.com for additional content.